we borrowed some loans in previous year due to the COVID effect of previous year. Our turnover was low. Since to complete the current year targets, we have to borrow some loans. So the debt equity ratio was increased there, which we will reduce in this year. And the return on equity, of course, is 4.91%. And the ratios of inventory turnover ratios, previous year it is 226. This year we improved it to 156 days. Trade receivable days, previous year it was 274, and this current year we did that around 183 days, closed at 83 to 183 days, and trade payables, which was 169 in previous year, we closed this as 114 days in this year, and we are trying to improve this furthermore in these coming years. And major key points of building business. In the portion of building business, we did, our last year was started with the growth of 25% in H1 year on year, and which we closed at 45% growth in the year end. And our focus on high value order is increased, which order above 5 crores increased by 42.85%. So in this we are focusing as of now, and EPS recovered. EPS is of course recovered from minus 3.47, which was negative, to positive, which is 2.33. And our focus is also there on the customer centricity. So we have 20% weightage of KRAs based on the customer satisfactions, which we allotted to our all the top management people. And for the customer acquisition, our focus.
Okay, Murthy, let me take this. So so we have made this PPT with two parts. So building, we divided that into building business and building organization capabilities. So he has told first few points which are related to balance sheet, and then if you see customer acquisition. So Murthy, I would request you to please put the cursor there. Yeah. So we have also started, acquiring new customers. Our focus is on EV market and big ticket size orders. So we have bagged some orders from EV, which we will probably disclose. So added 20% new customers year on year. So that is another customer acquisition which we are focusing on. So as far as organization capabilities is concerned, we started ESOP last year, and we have granted ESOP to 15 people out of top 22 management executives. This is basically to improve the stickability and to scale up faster. So this was done in a very transparent way based on KRA achievement. So we have been we had given KRA's key result areas at the start of the year, and then every month we used to review, and after achieving KRAs we have given this ESOPs. So this ESOP program is for next 5 years, next 4 years. So first year is just completed, it will go on for next 4 years. Then we on the appointment side, we appointed ex KUKA MD Mr. Rajendra Phatak for acquiring high order values from various OEMs. Then we hired Dilraj as the Raj Kaur as CEO of Masterg.ai Private Limited, so that a dedicated person is there to focus that, and we will be launching this first week of July. This Masterg.ai, we are going to cover that in next slides. Then we have moved Mr. Robinson, who is sitting with me, who is also ex-Telenor VP. We have moved him from, he was actually heading both Masterg as well as new product development, and he came up with a lot of new ideas of, B2C type of automation. So we have moved him as a co-founder and CEO of ARAPL RAS Private Limited. And organization building capabilities, we have been transparent for the first year in last 15 years in appraisal system. Earlier it was very subjective. This year, out of the total 220 employees, we have covered 110 management employees in a transparent KRA based appraisal systems. So both ESOP and appraisal we have linked with KRA, and I'm very happy that this time we have done appraisal on a KRA based thing. Process, in as far as process is concerned, employee productivity enhancement, we have deployed KEKA, which is a GPS based automated attendance system. Since we are a project industry, so a lot of people are on site, they are traveling. So to track them on a real time basis, we have implemented KEKA. So that was to improve the process. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, you can take this, Murthy, please.
What is the order book is looking like? Is that executable? Yes, these are the few FAQs which we have received earlier on the mails from our investors. So the order book, apart from the business of ARPL Gas Private Limited, our total opening order book as on 1st April 22 is around 68 crore, which is 20% increase year on year, from which executable is around 50 crore immediately, and in quarter one order booking we are closing at 35 crore, which is 250% increase year on year. So this from this 35 crore, which will be fully executable in this FY23 only. And about ordering pipeline, as on date, it's around 95 to 100 crores. We are working on that ordering pipeline. And how does FY23 will look like? We expect 2x revenue, in which the substantial contribution will be from ARPL RAS Private Limited, which will have the warehousing automation product. And about the margins, we will have the blended margins of like of 35%, in the range of 35% from all these verticals. And about the emerging competition and plan, as we said earlier, focus will be on the new customer acquisition and focus on new market segment, EV and bigger ticket size, building on customer confidence with customer centricity. And then this is the future outlook. As we told, our FY23 performance will be with the 2x growth.
Okay, I'll take this, Murthy. So the growth, what we are expecting is 2x. That is, as we said, it's a major contribution we are expecting from RAS, ARPL RAS. So ARPL RAS, when we build, it was a clearly different idea to differentiate a tech company. So ARPL RAS is going to be a very, very different company than ARPL. Okay, so we are not going to do the same business what we are doing here. So it doesn't make any sense, right? So the hardware capabilities what ARPL has, ARPL RAS is going to leverage on that. So ARPL RAS basically is going to have, so we have studied a lot of our peer companies, what they are doing, and they have done like a tech company. So it will have a tech which will be probably, the ROS platforms. It will have WCS. So these are the tech platforms, basically computer engineers, which are not there in ARPL, right? So computer engineers were never there in ARPL. So these are a different breed. This requires a different kind of setup and different kind of people to head that. So these are very soft skill type of people, not the hardware robotic like what ARPL has. So different DNA, different kind of culture, probably a Google type of office, which you will be able to see in our experience zone very soon, probably a month or so. So RAS is basically a tech company which is having various tech software like WCS, ROS, as I said, all written probably in Python. And so that is the tech part of it. And then it has various IPs built around these tech, which we have filed the IPs. We have filed two IPs. Two patents. So we have filed 2 patents in ARPL RAS. So these are related to solutions which are hardware and tech both put together. So hardware, ARPL RAS will, primarily take from ARPL or any other third party. If ARPL is full, if ARPL capacities are full, so RAS is free to take from anywhere. But primary, ARPL will be very, very competitive in giving those hardware to RAS. So that is the reason why we are, and RAS is with tech and solution put together, it has the capability to scale faster, and that is the reason why all the hardware will, as a natural choice, will come to ARAPL. Of course, ARAPL has to be competitive, no second doubt on that. So that is where RAS is. So we have done a lot of solutions, developed solutions here, along with Robin. So Robin has a lot of experience in B2C. So he was in Big Bazaar earlier, heading complete Maharashtra. So I will ask him to introduce himself.
Right. So I think last meeting we had a brief introduction, and it is around a year that I have come to ARAPL, and I started as a new business development director for new business development. The idea was to take ARAPL from the current stage where we are at, yeah, to a whole new level, yeah. And it started with the team. So I could see the team has a lot of confidence. Yeah, it started with a lot of clarity coming in. So uh, my first job was to provide clarity in terms of one common goal, one common team. That we did through KRAs, transparency. So the KRAs were introduced, the ESOPs were introduced. A good method of tying people together towards a common goal, everybody pulling towards a common vision, was established here in the last 1 year. Yeah. And then we said that we have a lot of intelligence in terms of hardware in ARAPL, but warehousing industry was booming. We all know the 10 minutes market. We all know the e-commerce market booming. For us to tap that, we needed a different set of expertise. Yeah, we needed a different set of completely tech kind of a company, which can collaborate with a hardware expert like ARAPL, and together we can pull this through. Now, ARAPL runs the market that I'm talking about in US and in India. Together, we have a vision of around going to around 3,000 crore INR in the next 5 years. Yeah. For that to happen, we have to go very fast in the tech space. Yeah. And for the tech space, the whole environment and ambience is very, very different from the hardware culture that we have. Plus, when we think about it, the tech space which we are making now will further complement ARAPL, because ARAPL is a trustworthy go-to company who can kind of build up the solution without spilling it over. So that is what we together thought about it and came up with this company. It is a 100% subsidiary of ARAPL, and all the valuation that we are able to bring to this company will also benefit ARAPL. Thank you.
So along with Robin, we also hired some high-profile advisory board in this. So a couple of them are which already is out declared. So those names I can definitely take, and those which are in pipeline, probably I won't be able to take their names. But the one who are already there on board are Mr. Devjit Roy, who is a warehouse automation faculty in IIM Ahmedabad, a very leading name in warehouse automation. Then we have also hired Mr. Girish Lakshman, who is the gate opener for us in US market. He was first 7 employees with Jeff Bezos in Amazon, and highly connected in warehouse and gross e-com and warehouse industry in US. And we are in discussion with a lot of leading players there in US as well. So what we did along with the team in ARAPL RAS is we developed a lot of tech there. So we developed the national navigation. We developed the QR code navigation system. So this is all, navigation system, right? Vision-based systems. And we developed also ambient vision-based system. Also, we developed some of the solutions around conversational AI, and which we are all building up in an experience zone of 20,000 square feet, where you will be able to see all kind of robos and all kind of solutions and all kind of tech there. So a lot of hardware has been built by ARAPL for this. The complete tech and the solutions have been built by a lot of these advisory boards and the design guys which we have hired new, and Mr. Robin. So all this required a lot of funds, so we were able to move it very faster. So the last time we had raised fund in this RAS and we have deployed that. So probably in a month's time, you will be able to see a completely Google type of office and completely all kind of solutions and tech to be displayed there. So it will be ready by June end. We are delayed there by a month, but then by June end, it will be ready. Then, yeah, our tech team is operational from Bangalore, Mumbai, and Pune. So we have almost 40 robotic engineer and computer engineers, which we have taken, hired different skill set altogether, which we have hired, and we have developed this. So then about the Master G, we have hired Dilraj Kaur. So we are expecting to launch that in first week of July. And I will ask Dilraj to introduce herself and about the development of the product which she's doing.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's absolutely pleasure to connect with you all on this platform. And as you're already aware that we are ready for our soft launch in the first week of July. And we all are extremely excited about the product. Particularly this product, we are absolutely confident the kind of value addition that we're going to do to our current students. And at the same time, we are looking forward that our by end of the year that we should be profitable, at least to start with. We're going to target roughly approximately 10,000 subscription by end of the year, and that will give us enough motivation to continue and launch more new subjects in the current platform. Currently, we're only going to launch math and science for class 9, 10, and maybe in another 3 months, we will also start with class 8, of course. This is for this year plan, and we are extremely hopeful that this product is going to do well, because this is the current need for the student. The kind of space that we are targeting would be the personal study space for any student, which normally a student comes back home after his school or a tuition and spends between 2 to 3 hours every day to actually study what all subject, what all concept, how to solve the question paper, or what exactly to expect. So that is the space that we are targeting, and we are 100% sure that we're going to make great value addition to the students. So we're really looking forward for it. Thank you.
Dilraj, would you like to play that video teaser?
Yes, of course. Just
so, Murthy, would you stop this presentation for a while?
Yeah.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
क्या एक नए एडटेक के लिए जगह है?
Would you enlarge the screen, please?
ये क्या कर दिया बेटा तुमने?
No, we can't see. We can't see.
Just one moment. Are you not able to see?
No, just that the still.
Dilraj, you can screen share again. You can stop the screen.
Okay. One moment.
You have to share the whole PC, right? You can't just share one screen.
Are you able to see it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
क्या एक नए एडटेक के लिए जगह है?
ये क्या कर दिया बेटा तुमने? तुम्हें इतने महंगे महंगे एड्यूटेक ऐप दिए और तुम सेल्फ स्टडी भी करती थी 2-2.5 घंटे।
हाँ, पर सेल्फ स्टडी भगवान,
तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम एडटेक से पढ़ाई नहीं है, तुम्हारे 2.5 घंटे की सेल्फ स्टडी इफेक्टिव नहीं है। मतलब ये कि एडटेक या तो कॉन्सेप्ट टीचिंग कराता है या वीडियो दिखाता है, ना तो ये इंटरैक्टिव होता है और ना कस्टमाइज्ड। तुम्हारी बेटी को चाहिए मास्टर जी ऐप। मास्टर जी ऐप में है पूरा फोकस सेल्फ स्टडी पर, एक्यूरेट डायग्नोसिस, स्कोर प्रेडिक्शन। ये इंटरैक्टिव है, कस्टमाइज्ड करिकुलम। ये रहा, स्कोर बढ़ता है इंडिविजुअल गाइडेंस टीचिंग से। ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के लिए तो दीदी ही काफी है।
So this was a short teaser. Actually, the long teaser is 3 minutes. Probably the Raj preferred to play a 1 minute teaser.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay. So that's what tells what is. So this is the first educational robo which we tried to build, SaaS-based robo. So it's a very exciting product, and just because it is a completely automated product, it's a very cheap, very affordable. So the cost. So we are living by our tagline of affordable robotics. So that is how we are bringing that as well there. So, okay, Murthy, would you please proceed?
So, some of the FAQs which were received from the investors, we will mention that. The first question is why new subsidiary for warehousing automation and not in ERP?
Okay, so I have answered this probably in my first conversation. So it is a tech-based company. A lot of funds are required to scale up. A lot of advisory board co-founders are required. A lot of different kind of domain expertise is required to scale this up. Of course, this is going to complement ARAPL because ARAPL is typically a hardware robotic company with PLC based, right? So robo with a PLC, fixed robos with PLC. So mobile robos with a lot of technology. It's a new kind of robo which we are building, and it requires a lot of funds, a lot of different kind of people, different kind of skill sets, and different customers, right? So it's a
how our funding would be from the new subsidiaries for ARPL as provided and Master GRL.
Yeah, so ARPL RAS, as I said, raised its first round of 0.7 million from our existing investor, Mr. Vijay Kedia has invested that, which we have deployed to develop new products, which we developed to develop our experience zone, which is around 20,000 square feet. And I would request everyone to please come and visit that experience zone. It is worth watching. It will be ready by probably June end. So after 15th of July, probably all are most welcome to come there and visit. Of course, cameras are not allowed inside, so you can come and see for yourself. As far as Master G is concerned, Master G is funded, self-funded by ARPL, and post revenue we plan to be profitable this year because we are very frugal and we are at a very minimal cost, and we are only doing what value we are going to add, only that content. Rest, there is a lot of content available everywhere, so we are mapping those content, and it's a very interesting product. And whoever is interested, please ping to Dilraj and see the product and give your feedback. So of course the future expansion for Master G will be through self-funded and partially from our own funding. And once it scale up to a level, there we will definitely get some funding in Master G as well.
So one more question was there. Would any receipts taken in listed enterprises be diverted to unlisted company going forward to the change in client relationship?
So as far as I understood, somebody tried to ask whether we will divert some customers. So the answer is clearly no. ARPL RAS is never going to build anything mechanical. So it is only going to give solutions and tech. And that's all is about RAS. So RAS is not going to develop the capabilities which are already there in ARPL. So the answer clearly is no. and also the customer segments are entirely different here.
That's it. We can start with the question and answers.
Okay, so Murthy, would you just say one by one question and then we will reply?
Yes.
So would you stop this, please?
Yes, the first question is, are you planning to move to the main board of NSE or BSE? Sorry, pardon. The first question was, first, please share the 3 minutes teaser on ARFL website. We would like to see that too. Thanks.
Okay, sure. So Dilraj, you need to put that teaser, the 3-minute teaser on our website, and people would like to see that.
Yes, I have already replied that we would definitely share the same, but once we have our proper media launch and post that, we would be able to upload it.
Okay.
Next question is, are you planning to move to the main board of NSE and BSE?
So yes, definitely we had planned, and those plans got derailed due to COVID. Otherwise, our plan was to move to main board this year, last year, which has gone. So definitely we have a plan, but let me first perform and show it to you, and then probably by this year end, if we perform what we have said, we will definitely plan to move. So
Next.
yeah, once we perform a little better, the margins go up. Definitely we have the plans to move there.
The next question is, are you targeting 3,000 crore revenue in the next 5 years?
Yes, we are targeting those numbers in ARPL RAS, because ARPL RAS has that scalable capability. See, when you target 3,000 crore, no manufacturing industry can support that, right? So ARPL can't support 3,000 crore manufacturing. So probably RAS has to outsource to many companies like ARPL. So ARPL will be one. So ARPL will definitely chew whatever it can scale up to that level, right? So yes, for the answer is ARPL RAS is definitely eyeing those numbers.
What is the revenue guidance for FY23 and FY24?
So FY23, Murthy has already indicated, right? We are targeting 2x. So we are targeting 2x for next year. Being a hardware robotic company, opportunities here are so big, and along with PLI scheme, we can see a long runway. Any reason then for getting into EdTech and software or automation? Okay, so I always get this, key why we are not able to scale, and so whenever I see around, so there is of course a lot of scope, right? So and there is endless scope, and we can probably do endless things also, but then we have to focus on certain things which is can be built at a very frugal cost, and which has that scalability factor. So one thing was, of course, we were working on ARPL RAS, and we were working on some very big projects in ARPL RAS. So we thought we will also have a soft soft bot SaaS based product. So if you see RAS, ARPL RAS is robo as a service. So we clearly have hardware which we have seen scaling is really difficult when we don't have similar type of product. Okay, every time you make some new robo, it takes a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of different kind of people, and then you don't have those funds to keep on doing those things. Neither you have domain expertise of that line. Suppose we have developed natural navigation AGV, and so if you come to the experience zone, probably the robo is going to get the tea also to you. So somebody was suggesting, why don't you make robos to deliver in hotels? US has a lot of such requirement. I said, yes, the same product probably we can go and sell, but who is going to sell? We have built a bot which is probably going to deliver tea and coffee in our experience zone in the conference hall, and that just to show our strength, right? That just to show a piece of our strength. But that doesn't mean that I will go and start selling robo in the hotel in US, because there is a lot of requirement in US for delivering such stuff. So of course there is endless scope here, and we are learning where to focus. And like warehouse, robotic, I think we are at the right time, and we are ahead of time. We have been discussing with various big e-com companies, CEOs, and founders. So today also I am here. We were discussing yesterday with some of the founders of some e-commerce company here. So I'm very excited, and a lot of scalability is there. So there is a lot of scalability opportunities available now for the models what we have created. So this is of course due to lot of things. So the tech part itself is allowing it to scale. The RaaS concept, robo as a service, is another thing which is going to give this scaling a very big boost.
Yes, the next question is, what kind of PAT are we expecting in this year and in the next 5 years? And what will be the PAT margin?
So we have said we will be looking at around 35% blended margins. So that I think we have answered.
Why is capital work in process around 15 odd crores for quite some time? Why are not utilizing the capacity? The capital work in progress. This is of some commercial offices we bought, which is not yet completed, so it's being unutilized. And what will be the profit margins of ERAPL RaaS?
So Robin would take that question. Probably it's a
So like Milind said, our natural progression was to enter the warehousing automation sector, but only with ARAPL it was not possible, so we started RaaS. So RaaS, to my mind, whatever projections that we are expecting purely in RaaS, because RaaS will be a very, very lean kind of a company. All the heavy lifting in terms of manufacturing will either go out to ARAPL or companies like that who can kind of deliver at a much larger scale. When we talk about a revenue of 3,000 crores, we are talking about only 400 warehouses in India and US together, which looks to be a very small number, and even if we do that, we are talking about a 3,000 crore. And having said this, much of it is into manufacturing, so around 60-70% of the manufacturing cost and the product cost will be taken over by these companies who will manufacture for us. The remaining 20 and 30, between 25 to 30% is our share of what we get in the revenue, and most of it will be because we have only, because like I said, it's a tech company, mostly manpower oriented, and manpower in the sense the high skilled, the program oriented kind of a jobs. So I mean it has a good
subscription based revenue.
So around 60 to 70% of EBITDA we are expecting in that chunk of the revenue which RaaS will get.
Have you received any order for ARAPL RaaS?
So as we are talking, and like Milind said, we are in Delhi, so we are in discussion and almost finalizing touches with around 2-3 big e-commerce companies. I mean, we cannot disclose them as of now, but all of them are more than $3 billion valuation, and these companies will first start doing one project each. And upon successful completion, the idea is to take a letter of intent for 100 such dark stores or the B2B warehouses that they have. So while the dotted line is yet to be signed, what I can say is we are probably in the last few overs of the game of the first order to be signed off.
Then can you explain the RaaS deployment model in detail? How does RaaS integrate with the inventory of the e-commerce company? And the second question is, who holds the warehouse?
Murthy, one by one, Baba. At least display the question, Murthy. I am not able to read the question.
You can see in the chat box.
Okay, one moment.
Can you copy that or show it somewhere?
Okay, Milind, we can ask the question. by speaking if you want.
Yeah, you can, but we were thinking to go through the chronological order so that everybody gets covered. But if it is your question, you can please ask.
Okay.
Murthy.
Okay, you want me to ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So first thing is, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of asking the question. So
Thanks.
actually, I have been invested last 4 years and significantly invested.
Great.
That's
Lord.
one. I mean, based on my capacity, of course. And I'm looking forward for the next maybe 5-10 years or maybe 20 years. I don't know how long, but as long as company is doing great business, I'll be there. I am not going to go away anyway.
Okay. So
That's
you
what-
would be very happy if you are staying there for next 5 years also. I can assure that. So I can assure, and
Yeah.
I'm looking towards that.
Okay, great. So actually, my question is, I have been asked this question a couple of times or email as well, like revenue guidance and all. But we are hearing this thing that this year going to be great and next year going to be great, but I'm not able to see that reflecting the numbers. So it's a tough question, I know, but
Yeah.
I would like you to enlighten me that what are the things going to change in next 3 years, which are going to really change the business. So I am ready to wait for 3 years, even 5 years, I am fine. But then it should reflect in the numbers actually after 3 years or after 5 years. So don't say next year, I am fine with that, no problem. But tell me when it is going to be, if we can, when it is going to be really reflecting the numbers actually. Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, I'll tell you, okay, ARAPL RAS is 100% subsidiary of ARAPL. So whatever gain ARAPL RAS is going to happen, it is going to be totally profitable for ARAPL investors. Okay, so because I am only have one business, which is ARAPL, right? I also share only in ARAPL. I don't hold shares in ARAPL RAS or MasterG. I hold shares only in ARAPL. So if ARAPL is not benefited, neither I am going to benefit it. So many people ask me why different company. So I said, don't worry. I am also there only in one company. So if I am not benefited, nobody is going to benefit. So I am not going something bad to me, right? So rest be assured about that. So coming back, see, numbers, we have to scale up faster, and robotics to scale up faster. We have seen RAS is one of the model, which I am very confident on. Of course, MasterG is also is one of my very, very pet and passionate product. So as far as RAS is concerned, so RAS, one type of job, we will be doing, in multiple numbers. So that makes things scalable. So in ARPL, what happens is every time when we do new thing, a lot of domain expertise is required, and very, very varied is required, because you have to create something, you have to make something, right? So I have been saying that I will do good, but unfortunately COVID spoiled first 1 year or 2 years, so COVID started actually 15th 20th of March 2020, and in capital industry, March is a very, very crucial month, where a lot of capitalization happens in the last month, or the last last few days of the month, of the last week. So that spoiled that year. 2020, 2021 was completely washed. 2022 also, we saw first few months we were struggling due to tight cash flows of 21. We were struggling. Apart from that, we were doing a lot of new stuff in both these new startup. We were not deterrent with the fact that COVID was a bad year. So I know I have said, because I am very optimistic every time, because every time I build something, I think this is scalable. But this time I really feel we have been talking to various people. We have done a lot of right moves by taking heavyweights of industry as gate openers also. So in India also, we have taken a very big guy which we were not officially to take him, but we are going to name him after probably December. But he's helping us as a gate opener in India, who has connected us to all the founders of all e-commerce or all the big companies. So we have been talking to all owners of all these big e-commerce company, name it anything like you name it, Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, Zepto, or Misho, you name it, and Big Basket, and we are there with their founders. So I'm pretty confident. First time I have been talking to such heavyweights in my life, and my life is fully charged up, because these are a very different kind of league of people. So we are doing that. So I hope this year we will be scaling up much faster than all the previous years. And the fact that you can see AREPL RAS, just in 3 months we were valued at 50 crores, and our existing major investor had shown interest and taken their investment itself shows volume that the investor who is already invested in AREPL has also invested, Mr. Vijay Kedia has invested in RAS, and that too within, we have been working on this idea for a long time. But then after we made this company, immediately in 3 months, we were valued at 50 crores. And so that itself shows that, we are on the right track. So rest be assured, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much, Milinji.
Thank you.
And wish you all the
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having patience and be there. And I'm sure you will get retired with that after 3-4 years.
How does the next question is, how does RAS integrate with the inventory of the e-commerce company?
So we have WCS, warehouse computer system, which takes on the API from customer ERP, and on the other side, PLCs of AREPL. So PLC, it gets so PLC converter, which converts it into .NET. So PLC, basically the AREPL, whatever we used to make, used to be on the machine language, right? So machine language get converted into .NET through some converter, and so it comes with the API in the WCS. So WCS instructs PLC through this converter. So .NET, so all the tech is basically written in Python and .NET. So it gets converted into machine language on one side, and on the other side, it takes from their ERP, which is also in .NET or Python.
Then who hosts the warehouse or is hosted by AREPL?
Would you ask that question again?
Who hosts the warehouse or is hosted by AREPL?
Murthy,
We are not able to hear you.
Would you please show?
He's asking this, is that warehouse is hosted by AREPL?
Hosted means?
Who is running the warehouse? Is it going to be the customer or is it going to be?
Warehouse are mostly run by third-party logistic, like Delivery or Ecom Express or Stellar Value Chain, or there are many. So these are the three big people who most of the time these people run, or very few warehouses are run by the OEMs themselves. Otherwise, all are run by third party.
Then what percentage of capex for the warehouse is funded by AREPL?
So blended RAS model. So I'll tell you. So it's a very secret recipe, but I will try to answer. Okay. So we don't fund anything. So RAS is a robo as a service. So whatever tech part or whatever AMC part is there, it is being charged for the life of the equipment, which is 10 years. So it is basically a subscription model. But as far as the hardware is concerned, it is taken upfront. Now, hardware cost is concerned, it is taken upfront, because that part they are still doing today also. So that is the actual model. So to acquire first few orders, we might just tweak a bit. Otherwise, the original model is the tech part will never be sold it will always be on the subscription.
Then the next question is on RAS. What is the target market? Is it SME segment? And how do we plan to scale?
So in RAS, the target market currently, the solutions are made for e-commerce companies. Yeah. So all big e-commerce companies, be it Flipkart, be it Amazon, all the big companies, Swiggy, Instamart, Blinkit. So these are where, the RAS solutions are focused on. And so their projections are very, aggressive in the next couple of years. And we are trying to ride that warehouse automation wave, wherein we give solutions and, they get benefited by, reducing their warehouse operation cost, typically called as cost per pick, by almost half. That is where we intend to do. That is the value add that we intend to do to them. Yeah. And through a combination of the tech product which RAS is developing and the hardware capabilities that we have.
Right. And then how would you compete with global players like Siemens?
Okay. So currently, if you look at, there are very few companies who provide you with an end-to-end solution based on the need. Yeah. So it is like, there are a lot of people who give you AGV. Yeah. Really, something to ship goods from one end to the other end. But when it comes to a complete solution with WCS, like Minin said, warehouse control system, recruitment control system, the natural navigation and the QR code navigation. So we are blending all of this together to provide customer with a solution. Yeah. So we may not be giving him probably a car to choose from and buy, but what we are giving them is, pick up and drop service based on whatever he needs throughout the day. So it is a customized solution offering. At the same time, we have made it in such a way that the model can be modular and scalable. So it may not be customized for every customer. So it can be, generally customized for a particular market need.
Yes. The next question is on Masterji. Given the hyper-competitive sector, what is your go-to-market strategy and what is the pricing that we are targeting for the product?
Yes, so I would like to answer that. Thank you, Mr. Mukesh Kothari, for raising this question, and I'm glad that you asked this question because we all understand that currently education, online education is a place where there are a lot of players in the market. But just to give you a perspective, in 2021, there were 21.5 lakhs, students who actually appeared for class 10. Right. And, only 12% of the total number were only 90 above. Okay. So rest of the students were approximately, I would say around 40 to 43% of the total number were below 70%. So despite having so much of online education or so much free content in YouTube and in other platforms, then I think we should ask the right question that why our children are not able to score higher? Why is it only 10 to 12% only students who are actually scoring above 90%? So I'm sure despite of the fact that there is so much of content is available, there is still the education companies are not able to solve the problem which a student faces daily. Despite the fact that I know my content, I know what is physics is all about, or I know the chapters, but still I probably don't know how to write the answer, how to go step by step, or I don't know where should I focus. Am I going to focus on my strong areas, weak areas? Now these are the areas that no education company is currently talking about. Most of the education companies are primarily in two space, which is on the digital content, of course, and there are good companies who are creating great content for a better concept understanding. And then there are other companies who are actually into online live tutoring, right? And there are good companies like Physikwala and Vedantu and Extra Marks. So they're also doing great job. what we are trying to do is here that nobody else is doing is that actually using artificial intelligence, deep tech learning, machine learning, and building an algorithm which will actually tell a child what to study, how much to study, and how to study. And of course, we are giving value addition to them. A lot of we're also providing free video content for a better concept understanding. But again, that is not our focus. Our focus is actually used an algorithm based model where a child exactly know how many hours that he would need to study to get a certain targeted score. And again, it is very customized, as I mentioned, that if somebody is scoring 60 and if somebody's current score is 60 and wants to go to 80 or a 90, then the curriculum that our product is going to build upon is not going to be same. It is absolutely going to be customized. And I think that is the problem that we are trying to solve. And keeping our brand promise, as Milind already mentioned, that we have to be very affordable. So our pricing is also very, very affordable. There are a couple of products that we have built in our core product, and we have tried to unbundle it so that every audience can be fulfilled. Somebody who's got a scope of 1,000 rupees, or somebody's got a scope of 3,000 or a 5,000 rupees. So yes, our product strategy is kind of where we can say we would absorb anybody who will come to us, and we would be able to add a lot of value to each of the target audience here. And as you also wanted to know what is our go to market strategy, so to start with, we will start with organic marketing. We will connect with a lot of students and parents through going to, of course, to the different schools that we are trying to be affiliated with. And so that's the current strategy as of now. Maybe after a few months we will go into online digital marketing. Thank you.
Murthy, you're there? Murthy?
So meanwhile, I'll Milind give you what is the next question. The next question for ARAPL is, when will the ROE and ROI will start to improve meaningfully? And and also from Mr. Kumar, he's saying that he had heard a couple of times that this year is going to be great and high revenue target, but I guess you've already addressed his concern. But there is a question about ROE and ROI.
Yeah, so Murthy has to reply that.
Yeah, from as Bill told us, in this year we will do the 2x revenue, so you can really see the improvement in this year itself. And the next question of we have answered that. And the next question, blended margin you said will be around 35%. So how much would be PAT? It would be around 10 to 15% approximately.
So PAT, if you see, we can't really give those numbers, but then PAT will definitely increase with the scale. Okay, so the moment we go to a higher scale like 2x, probably this year PAT should improve drastically, because you don't increase those many manpower in that case. So my estimate, PAT will definitely improve.
Next question is, how much of expenditure like fixed assets and hiring employee will you be making in this coming 2 years to generate growth?
Okay, so as far as the first few pilot orders in, so as far as ARAPL is concerned, there is not much of hiring, and ARAPL is a self-sufficient company. And so that company has enough reserve for its own running. As far as RAS is concerned, first few orders, definitely we will not hire many people now, because whatever hiring we have done or whatever salaries we are doing through the fund what we had raised. So the next round we will raise only after execution of this pilot, which might be a quarter away, I feel, or more or less, something like that. So whatever hiring we do, new hiring in the new company, we will have reserves and then only we do the hiring. So that is for sure.
And the next is probably we have answered that. Do you have any fundraise plans in the near future?
Yes, we do have. AREPL doesn't have any fundraise plans. AREPL is self-sufficient. AREPL RAS will have a fundraise plan probably this year. Yes, this year, yes.
And will you dilute any equity in AREPL or AREPL RAS in next 5 years?
AREPL, we don't intend to dilute this year for sure, and I don't know 5 years. RAS definitely yes, multiple rounds in next 5 years. Yes.
And can you give a brief on how you will penetrate the EV market?
EV market.
EV market. So EV market, where is the question? I can't see. Okay. So EV market, we have marketing team, right? So we have marketing team in Bangalore, Hosur, to be more precise. Then in the north, we have in Faridabad. When we have in Bombay, we have Pune as our base. So we have a lot of people on the field. So we have approached a lot of EV companies, and we have bagged first oiler order for a three-wheeler EV. So and we have been discussing with a lot of other EV players also. So let's see, let's target. We are targeting that through our direct people on the field.
And next is also, can you give details on equity structure for RAS, which just noted is 100% subsidiary of AREPL with respect to your mention that Mr. Kedia.
So it is a 100% subsidiary of AREPL. It started with 100% subsidiary. Then we diluted 10%, and Mr. Vijay Kedia had invested 10%. And we have informed this to the SEBI also during that time.
That's it. As of now, no more questions are there. If any questions, you can post here.
Any other questions? If anybody has to ask, please go ahead and ask. So if there are no further questions, then probably we will meet again probably after half-yearly results. But till that time, I will have probably a lot of things to show.
Yeah, one question we received. So yeah, are we looking to be a $1.5 billion company?
So definitely beyond that, we are looking for. That is what I can say. So we are definitely looking beyond that, those numbers.
The next question is, are our products be catered to the small industries or mediums to large scale?
Can your product be catered to small industries or medium to large scale? So in AREPL, we cater to all automotive, be it mid-size like 1,000 crores company to all OEM we give. Then in car parking automation, we give to all builders. So those are you can term small and medium both. In warehouse, definitely we are targeting only 5 or 6 big e-commerce company like Big Basket or Reliance or Flipkart, Amazon, Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto. So we are targeting only 6-7 companies as of now in India. And in US, we are talking to a lot of players like Target or American Eagle and many others companies we are discussing. So warehouse, we are very much focused in e-commerce, specifically if you see Instamart and grocery, we are focusing on, because there we see the speed game and the scalability.
Next, does AREPL have investment in other companies, means other than subsidiaries?
No, we have AREPL has invested in conversational AI company platform, NLP engine platform company called Yantra Research Labs. So that is there. And we will be only investing in 3 type of companies, which will be vision based or natural navigation or conversation AI in future also. If we find, we are not able to solve certain problems, so we will probably, we have been talking to one company in vision based for developing our ambient intelligence. See what happens in, I'll typically give an example, when we are building sub tech solutions. So warehouse mein jab hum solution banate hain, so it is almost a lakh of square feet, right? So, and almost 400 people working in that warehouse. And then there is a very costly section, which is chocolate. So people go to that section and, eat those chocolates. So that is the biggest shrinkage they face, one of the problem they face. So people go and eat the chocolate. So you can't just stop, right? We can't just build, we can't have a sensor on each chocolate ki wo khaya to kuch digital output create karega. It is a very difficult thing to control in robotics, right? How do we control? So we have to control through ambient intelligence. You have to put a vision camera and you have to see that, you have to define to that camera, if somebody is picking that chocolate and putting in the bag and taking it to pack for a customer, or he's picking that and putting in mouth. So putting in mouth is not allowed. So the moment he puts in mouth, it will create a digital alarm. So like this kind of problems, you can't put sensors. So beyond sensor is ambient intelligence, right? So those kind of intelligence we are trying to build through a company with partnership. We have not invested, but definitely we are interested to invest in that. But we don't see a real value as of now to invest in that company. But we will be investing in all these AIs in future. We are open to that. Like as of now, we have only invested in conversational AI space, which is Yantra, and we intend to build voice command bots. So you don't have to type. So if it's a lack of square feet, right? If I get an order कि 2 मैगी आपने ऑर्डर किया है, वो पैक करना है, 4 रिन पैक करना है, 5 साबुन पैक करना है, you don't have to see, you don't have to read, you don't have to again type that I have picked 2 Maggie. So you can just say I have picked Maggie, or that bot can just tell you that go to this aisle or go to that area, walk straight, turn left, right? So these are called voice command bots. And Yantra has developed 12 NLP engine platforms. So practically you can speak in any Indian languages, which is just not possible, right? If you go through Google, there is a lot of translation mistakes which happen. So their NLP engine, we have a lot of hope that we will be able to add another layer of voice command bots in our warehouse solutions. So that's where we have invested in Yantra. So what is the next question, Murthy?
That's it. No further.
In terms of valuation, great. What is that?
And
This is
sir,
a compliment. Okay, thanks.
we are looking for $1.5 billion. It was for that.
Okay. Beyond that. Cool. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Let's hope this year will be a very good year for us. All of us, I mean to say. Okay, then. If there are no further questions.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for supporting us and being patient with us. Okay, bye.
Yeah, thank you, Milind. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.